Hey guys, welcome to one of the first videos of the ASUS RoG Swift monitors in surround. We're going to be looking at a few instances of various games and benchmarks, both in landscape mode and in portrait mode, on the first G-Sync monitor out on the market. So first, a few basic details about this monitor. It's called the ASUS RoG Swift PG278Q. It's a 27-inch monitor that has a resolution of 2560 by 1440. It also has a 1 millisecond response time. It's a 144 hertz display, and the most important thing is it comes with both G-Sync and ULMB. Now, this particular clip is of Battlefield 4 Dragon's Teeth DLC. This is using the 340.52 WHQL drivers from NVIDIA. These drivers were before G-Sync Surround was capable, so in this particular situation there's no G-Sync running. It's just the maximum resolution was 7680 by 1440 at 144 hertz, and all the settings were turned up, including 4x MSAA. And as you can tell, the gameplay is pretty smooth. This is actually a much lower resolution than my regular setup, which is 4K surround, which is about 25 million pixels, whereas this is about 11.7 million pixels. Now we're trying out some Battlefield 3, also at 7680 by 1440. Everything is maxed out, including 4x MSAA. As you can see, I really don't like playing FPS in landscape mode. It gives that weird fisheye effect on the peripheral monitors. But I just wanted to try this setup in that mode, and I'm not sure why the game also pauses when you get shot every time and you have to respawn, so probably some driver issue, but nonetheless the gameplay actually is pretty smooth. It's well over 100 FPS at this resolution. This is a short clip of 3D Mark Firestrike Extreme. Just wanted to show you guys that the power draw from the Corsair link shows 1527 watts, which is pretty darn high, and I'm using the AX1500i for this system. Now we're trying out some Batman Arkham Origins in portrait mode. So the resolution now is 4560 by 2560. That's with bezel correction. All the settings are turned up to max, including TXAA, and the gameplay is pretty smooth, and the game is well optimized for 4-way SLI. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on this monitor is great. The only downside is the game itself is locked to 60 frames per second, so it doesn't really utilize the 144 hertz refresh rate of the monitor. So no matter what your settings, the max frame rate you're going to get is 60 FPS, which is smooth in and of itself, but if you're getting a RoG Swift monitor, it's AC4 is not really the best game to see the effects of G-Sync or the high refresh rate. Just running a quick benchmark for Metro Last Light. One of the best games made, in my opinion. Takes advantage of many of the latest technologies from NVIDIA. This is not the Redux version, but nonetheless, it's still a great game. And you know, running the benchmark with quad Titan Black superclocked in 4-way SLI, using the 3 RoG Swift monitors was really cool. This again is not using G-Sync. It is just using the 144 Hertz of the monitor. It averages about 35 frames per second.
Hey everyone, welcome to PC Perspective. I'm Ryan Shrout. You know what's better than one ASUS RoG Swift PG278Q G-Sync display? 3 of them.
This is an example of a regular 30 FPS video from YouTube playing on full screen on the 3 RoG Swift monitors. As you can see, it's not the greatest of qualities, but that's expected because it's a 1080p video that's blown up to 11.7 million pixels, so it's going to look a little pixelated and not really sharp, but it's not that bad where you can't watch it. This is an example of a 4K video at 60 frames per second on the 3 RoG Swift monitors. As you can see, it's very smooth compared to the 1080p 30 frames per second video that was shown earlier. I don't know how I feel about these maps, honestly. I think they're a little bit cramped. But well, as a summary, I'd have to say the ASUS RoG Swift PG278Q is a fantastic gaming monitor and is probably one of the best monitors out on the market. If your primary purpose is gaming, then I highly recommend getting this monitor, even though it's $800. Monitor is something that you look at all the time when your computer is on, so it's one of the main components. It's not something you should skimp on, in my opinion. So if you really want the best gaming experience and you don't mind the relatively lower resolution of 1440p, then I'd say go for the ASUS RoG Swift right now. But if you're more of a high resolution enthusiast, or really keen on IPS panels and accurate color reproduction, then I'd suggest waiting till probably about Q2 of next year, when more 4K monitors have come out onto the market, and possibly with G-Sync, as well as other types of panels, and definitely at least 60 Hertz, apart from the ASUS PB278Q that's already on the market now. Now, if you're into running surround and you want to game, I would still say, you know, get 3 of the RoG Swifts like I have here. It makes for a very smooth gaming experience, and if you have the GPUs to push it, at least 3 top-end GPUs is what I'd recommend. You know, either the 780 Ti or the Titans or the Titan Blacks, or now the newly released 980, which can actually support 3 G-Sync monitors with just 1 GPU. However, in order to get good frame rates, you would definitely want to have at the minimum 2 GTX 980s, but if it were me, I'd obviously get 4, but I'd say 3 is a nice balance because you do need as much horsepower as possible, or GPU grunt is what I meant, in order to push the games to the max and have an enjoyable experience. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. Leave your comment below. Subscribe for more. I'm always glad to bring you guys more videos in 4K and of new hardware that I get. Let me know what you think. Hit the like and stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.